Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. I have been in the mood to reorganize my depotted shadows, so that is what this video is all about today. After I did my video all about kind of thinking out loud about what I was going to do for Pan That Palette for next year, I discussed that one of my leading options is to organize a Z palette full of depotted shadows and make that my Pan That palette for 2019. Now, I have not settled on that as a definite idea, but a friend of mine, Christelle from France, made the very good argument that I should at least put the palette together and then I could compare apples to apples. Instead of talking about all of my depotted shadows generally, I could talk about a specific palette that I had created. And I have been obsessed with that idea for months now. And today is finally the day that I'm gonna try and do that. I have a total of 11 Z palettes right here. Now, I bought these years ago, long before the Z palette controversy. And even before the controversy happened, I'd kind of told myself that I needed to slow my roll in the depotting. And so I haven't bought a Z palette in years because I basically told myself that I needed to use up what I had and not keep buying more Z palettes, depotting, and creating this outrageous cycle. I also do have a small Z palette that I got with a Makeup Geek order a few years ago. And I also have this dual-sided magnetic palette that I bought from Mascara Beauty, a company that I love very much, created by Kara. I think her name's Kara Brooks. Anyways, she's an OG YouTuber and I love her, so I bought this palette from her company, Mascara Beauty. So I have a ton of depotted shadows and blushes and highlighters and face powders and bronzers. So what I'm going to do today is empty out one of these palettes and customize it for myself to either use as a Pan That palette next year or to just play with my eyeshadows today, because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for Pan That palette next year. It has not been completely decided, but I just really feel like Christelle's idea was so brilliant that I should at least take the time to reorganize my shadows, because right now they're just kind of sorted by color, and create like my ideal Pan That palette or my ideal palette of depotted shadows. And then in a couple months, when I have to decide what I'm gonna do for Pan That palette for next year, I will be able to use that as a reference. And if I change a few things out between now and then, that's fine. But one of the reasons I'm really interested in doing this for Pan That palette next year is because I did a Pan That palette for 2017 and I finished a ton of the product in there, but the palette still exists. And now I'm doing a Pan That palette for 2018. And although I've made really good progress and I still have 3 months left in the project, I don't think I'm going to finish everything completely by the end of the year. So that palette will still exist. My Z palettes are full, so I can't even depot the remaining product into my Z palettes because they're full. So I am just really attracted to the idea of having a palette that once the end of the year comes, I can throw away the empty pans, I have extra space, and I can empty some more stuff, or I have some room to play around and mix things up if I'd like to. So that's one of the reasons why I am really drawn to the idea of doing a customized Z palette for Pan That palette for next year. So right now, all of my Z palettes are one of two sizes. I think they're either like large or extra large, I believe. And so here's the size difference. This white one here is a large and this black one is an extra large. It's just a little bit bigger in size. So I'm gonna empty one of my extra large palettes and start filling it up again in order to make my custom magnetic palette of my dreams. If you're interested in watching me do that, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so hopefully this is a good overview of all of my magnetic palettes. I have my Mascara Beauty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 either large or extra large Z palettes, and my small Z palette that was I received with a Makeup Geek purchase. This, by the way, was featured in my side piece video. I did that a long time ago, like towards the beginning of the year, but I did a video all about my perfect side piece palette, and I put this together. And a lot of these shadows are still great side piece shadows, and probably ones that would go in my ideal large Pan That palette. This is the palette I'm going to empty out and use. It's pretty clean still, so that helps.
Not do it.
And the kids are back, so I'm probably gonna put on some music and fast forward through this. Okay, so I've put all of my eyeshadows aside, and I have just got my depotted face powders out. So setting powders, highlighters, bronzers, blushes, all of that is right here. And I'm going to pick one highlighter, one bronzer, and two blushes. At least that's what I think I'm gonna do. Okay, so it's time to start adding in my single eyeshadows. There's plenty of space over here. And I still think that this mini palette has a lot of great eyeshadow single necessities. So a lot of these are gonna get put right into my new palette right now. Instead of creme brulee, I'm gonna put in soft brown. Okay, it's time to add in some fun pops of color. I'm gonna start with Glass Bowl from ColourPop. This is a very old Maybelline eyeshadow. I really want to add in this old Mary Kay duo in here somewhere, so I'm going to rearrange and make some space for this. Okay guys, I am not 100% sold on this arrangement, but it's the best I came up with for today. I'm gonna leave this as is and sleep on it and take a look at it again in a few days and see what I think about it and see if there's some things I want to move around, remove, take out, rearrange, and go from there. I might also end up ordering that Tarte palette because I think it might be a little bit bigger than this and it would allow me to hold more shadows, but I'm not sure. So I will keep you posted on that one. But this is what I came up with as of today. It's got a nice mix of cool and warm, neutrals and pops of color, lights and darks. So I am happy with that for now. Okay guys, so it's 6:45 on Tuesday morning. It's been a few days since I filmed this video, but I think I'm gonna post it today. And I did have some time to think about the palette that I had made a few days ago and tweak it a little. I ended up remembering that I didn't want that big bronzer bar from Mary Kay across the bottom that I had in here, because I have a bronzer from Too Faced that's in another project and I need to start working on that. And I tried to depot it and put it in this palette, but I don't think it's gonna work, at least not right now, so it's not going in here. But I took the big bronzer out and that made room for a few more eyeshadows. And right now I am really happy with the way this looks. So this could get tweaked again between now and December, but as of right now, this is looking like my Pan That palette for 2019, and I am super excited. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed watching me make my own custom magnetic palette with all of my depotted shadows. This is kind of my ideal potential Pan That palette for 2019. Time will tell if this actually does become my Pan That palette for 2019, but these are some older and newer shadows in my collection that I would love to use and enjoy for next year. So I haven't decided for sure that this is my Pan That palette for 2019, but at least I have created my ideal palette of depotted shadows. I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.